first, we got to talk about Game 2 of the finals tonight, gentlemen. Okay. It is not technically a must-win for the Milwaukee Bucks, but history might say otherwise. Teams that are up 2-0 in the finals have a 31-4 all-time series record. So, Richard, your Cavs in 2016.
We were one of those teams.
You were one of those teams, but there's not that many on that side of the ledger.
No.
You did go down 0-2 and then go on to win the finals. So, what adjustments would you recommend that the Bucks make to be like you, Richard?
Well, the first thing that I would recommend is for Perk to stop taking all these deep breaths and acting like he's got an attitude. That's the first thing that we want to address. And second, I think the mentality is more of, it is a boxing match. You want to feel each other out in game one. The Bucks were playing without Giannis in the first 2 games, so that's not going to be the best version of themselves, and I think the Phoenix Suns know that. So I think for the Bucks, it's just more keep pushing in the same direction, figure it out, get that rhythm, but they're going to need more contributions similar to what they had when Giannis was out.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just wish everybody wouldn't overreact to game one for the simple fact, if you look at the history of the Suns throughout this postseason, they have dominated game ones because they put themselves in position to be successful by closing series out, right? You look at the Bucks, they had a quick turnaround. They weren't able to make the adjustments, right? They had to go in with the same type of thing that had them successful against the Atlanta Hawks they did in game one. Now they have an opportunity to make adjustments. And it's just cleaning up the pick and roll, maybe not switching, challenging Drew Holiday to get up and over screens the guards, because you can't switch now. Aiden is too talented. When the Atlanta series, you were able to switch because you were able to challenge, your guards were able to challenge John Collins and Clint Capella on the low block. You can't do that with DeAndre Ayton.
Right.
And then you can't leave Brook Lopez and those bigs on the island. What Phoenix do a great job of on the offensive end, they don't give the defense a chance to load up and help. They do a great job of player movement when they have a guy isolated at the top of the key, so you can't play boxes and elbows.
I mean, one of the fun things about game one of this series, even if you're a dispassionate observer, you're not rooting for either team, but watching Chris Paul in real time be able to say, oh, I see how this is going for the first 2 quarters, and by quarter 3 just being like, and this is how we will pick this apart. And I think that is, of all the things that are fun to watch about basketball at this elite NBA Finals level, some of it is like, oh, wow, did you see that chase down block from Giannis? Or, oh, wow, did you see so-and-so shot the lights out? This, to me, just as a fan, is one of the more fun things to also see. Watching someone figure something out, make the adjustment, and then deliver the kill shot in real time. It's fascinating part of the game.
Well, and what I love about it is that Chris Paul does such a great job of spreading out the floor. Devin Booker typically comes out and is very aggressive in the first quarter. He likes to get everybody involved, but it's not as simple as that. Chris Paul puts himself in a position to be successful. Now he's got to go be successful. So when he's distributing and he's doing all those stuff in the first 3 quarters, then next thing you know, right around those boxes and elbows, now those things are open. Chris Paul still got to knock down those shots. He still's got to get to that spot. He's still got to read the defense, but now it's so much easier because he's put in that work.
Well, I wanted to ask you something, Perk. So we look at that number 31-4, right? That's the record of teams that go up 2-0. That's a little skewed just because the home team is often the better team, right? So it's not a surprise if the home team goes up early, because normally they're there because they have the higher seed from doing better during the season. Do you think that this Suns team is so much more of a higher seed or a higher sort of elite level team than the Bucks, or do you think they're more evenly matched? Because what follows will affect that.
No, I actually think they're pretty equal. I mean, look, when you get to this point in time in the finals, right, you could talk about defensive coverages, you could talk about offensive schemes, you could talk about everything in the world, but these 2 teams are here for a reason. It's the best out of the Eastern Conference and the best out of the Western Conference. They deserve to be here. It comes down to who wanted the most. It comes down to your superstars rising to the occasion and making shots. I keep hearing everybody talk about Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis in a pick and roll. If you go back and look at CP3 and Devin Booker, they made tough contested 2s and tough contested 3s time and time again in game one. Great offense beat good defense any day. So right now it's at this moment of who wanted the most.
Well, look, you have an NBA title. I really respect both of your opinions, but there's a guy we have who had 2 NBA
Oh, and he's far better than us. Not better looking, not better looking, but
also.
better.
Yeah, right. Hey, what's up,
Chris
CB?
Bosh, thank you so much for being here today. I love having you on this. And I wanted to get your opinion. What adjustments do you think the Bucks need to make tonight?
Well, I mean, we've been talking about the free throw discrepancies, and, I think that's one of the things that they can improve on in the next game. Of course, you can debate on referee calls and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you have to guard without fouling. Book and see Chris Paul, they're going to be very aggressive. So they're going to have to make sure they stay in front of them and kind of like Perk said, keep forcing them into those contested twos. But to be honest, if I'm the Bucks, I kind of like where I am right now. You definitely can't come into game 2 getting down 20 points. I think if you're in that position in the finals against any team on the road, that's no good for you. They need to make sure they come out strong tonight, make sure they have a better game plan and a better effort in the beginning of the game to make sure that they could be a little closer. But all in all, they've got to play a little bit better defense. I think they can be pretty happy with that. But really, they've got to score a few more points and get a few more stops. And I have to say, last week on the show, I said that I didn't think Giannis was going to be able to come back. I have to give him his credit. He showed some poise and a lot of toughness. So give credit to Giannis and the medical staff of the Bucks for getting him back out there because he looked pretty good.
I mean, he obviously several basketball moves he made during that game were just exceptional. The chase down block obviously is just such a visual representation of his athleticism.
That big body
okay.
was the most impressive thing I saw.
Right?
You
that big body.
You don't know nothing about big body.
I do